everyone, welcome to another episode of rawradianthealth.com, and I'm Natasha St. Michael, and thank you so much for joining me. So today's Friday, it's the end of the week, and today I wanted to answer a question that I get quite frequently about juices and smoothies. And people are always asking me, like, what's the difference between a smoothie and a juice, and which one's healthier, which one should they be drinking, and like, should they buy a juicer or should they buy a blender? Like, I get asked a lot of these questions quite frequently, that I decided, since it's Friday and next Monday, August 1st, we're starting a 10-day juice fast, that I thought perfect time to announce the juice fast and at the same time answer this question. So, main thing is with juices and smoothies is that a juice it's made with a juicer, and what happens is that you put fruit or vegetables or greens through a juicer, and the juicer will extract the juice and all the nutrients away or separate it from the fiber or the pulp. And so usually coming out of a juicer would be one area, there'd be the pulp or like the waste, and then the other area of it would be the juice, and you would drink the juice. With a smoothie, on the other hand, you're making it in a blender, and so you would put fruit or some greens in there, or you put some vegetables, and you would blend it up maybe with some water or some juice, and you would drink the blended beverage, and it would still include the fiber, and everything is whatever you're throwing in the blender, just blended up together. So the main difference is that a juice has no fiber and a smoothie does. And a lot of people say, well, you know, isn't it better to keep the fiber in, and our body needs it, and to a certain extent we do need, obviously we need fiber, okay? That's what's going to help move our bowels, and especially for those that have issues with constipation, things like that. So it's great to have a smoothie because it will give you added fiber, but by taking the fiber out and having a juice, it's more easily absorbable. So it's because the thing is that one way or another, whether you're going to separate the fiber from the juice with the juicer, or if you don't do it that way, your body will do it itself, right? So I mean, it's kind of like whenever you eat something, your body breaks everything down and it separates all the nutrition, it absorbs it, and then all the insoluble fiber will then pass through your digestive system, and you'll eliminate it. So the juicer is kind of doing a lot like what your body would do. So it just, when you have a juice, it doesn't have to go through any major digestion. So the great thing about it is that it just makes the nutrition really absorbable. Especially if people have issues with their digestive system, it's a great way of ensuring that you're getting a great amount of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and all that wonderful stuff. So, but it's not to say that smoothies are not good. Smoothies are great, and I always look at smoothies as a great way of having, especially in the summertime, like having like a liquid meal, because it has the fiber in it. It can fill you up. You know, like I wouldn't tell someone to have like juice instead of a meal, but I would say, you know, if you want to have a smoothie, like a liter of smoothie or 2 liters of smoothie instead of a meal, go ahead. You'll feel great. It'll give you energy. It'll fill you up, and you'll be able to keep going for a few hours. Whereas if you have a juice instead of a meal, even if you have a lot of juice, it's a lot of times, you know, within an hour or two, because there's not much digestion going on in it, it's absorbed within like 20 minutes, that it's after an hour or two you might be hungry. So if you're looking for like a meal replacement, I'd go more towards the smoothies. But if you're looking to supplement your diet and add in more nutrition, I would go towards the juices. It also depends too on your taste buds. Like for me, I prefer drinking juices. I like a lighter beverage, and if I make a smoothie, I usually make it more into like a pudding, and I have it with a spoon, because I don't like to drink like heavy drinks for some reason, and that's just me, you know. And it's interesting because like right now I'm staying with my parents here in Montreal, and growing up we always drank juices, and now I'd say for the past maybe 2 years my mother's been drinking green smoothies, and it's helped her digestion so much, and she she's like a convert to the green smoothies. Like, she doesn't drink her juices anymore, but she has like a liter of green smoothie with her breakfast every day, and she feels fantastic. And so for her, that was like a step that really helped with her digestion. Whereas for me, I don't have any issues with my digestion, and I prefer having the green juices. So everyone's different, and it's not to say one person doing one thing is better than the other. It just depends on what you prefer and what fits your lifestyle and your needs. One thing I do suggest is trying both of them, you know, and if you have a juicer, then try for a few weeks of adding in a juice into your diet. I always suggest when people drink juice and add it into their diet, usually to have it before a meal, and maybe have it maybe 20 minutes before a meal. And I always prefer having it first thing in the morning. So you ensure that you actually have it, because a lot of times we put it off and we're like, oh, I'll have maybe it with dinner or something, and then you never get to it. Whereas first thing in the morning, you see the juicer in your kitchen, it's out on the counter, it's ready to go, you just do it, right? And then you drink your juice and then you prepare your breakfast. With a smoothie, you can have it with the meal. Usually I also suggest to have it at least 20 minutes before a meal. Or you can have it instead of a meal. Just make sure to have a larger quantity. So those are my tips with how to have the smoothie. I would never have like a juice and then eat a meal with it. I don't really find mixing it up is all that good. Same with the smoothie. I really find that it's better to have the liquid before, wait 20 minutes, half an hour, and then go ahead and have your meal. It's just, it's easier on digestion, and especially too, just, you don't want to be mixing up too many foods together. It might make you bloated, or it just might not feel so good. So better to keep things simple and try it out. And also I always suggest to people is do it for a while. Like, a lot of times people like have one juice and they're like, oh, it didn't agree with me. And it's like, you gotta try it for a week, 2 weeks, a month, because a lot of times the body too has to adjust to it, and you cannot really say something agrees with you or not just by one experience. So I really do suggest to, you know, say like, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to have a green smoothie every day for breakfast for the next 2 weeks, or I'm going to have juice with my morning breakfast for the next 2 weeks, and try these things out and see what works for you and what doesn't. And you might want to include both of them in your daily life. A lot of times people also ask me too, like, what should they buy? Should they go out and get a juice, or should they get a blender if they don't have either, and what would be the best first appliance? And that too depends on what you see yourself using more. For myself, like, I've always invested in a really good juicer and in like kind of a so-so blender, because I don't personally like so much blended food. So I find, but I'm always using a juicer like every day. So I find that for me, I wanted to put my money and invest my money into a good juicer. Whereas with a blender, it's like, you know, eventually if I have money saved up and I really want to get a good blender, then I will do that. But someone else that sees themselves having more smoothies or making salad dressings and all sorts of stuff in a blender, then maybe you want to go with the blender first and buy a cheaper juicer, and later on you can always upgrade, you know, like nothing's ever set in stone. And also I always suggest people go to garage sales, go and look on Craigslist or eBay. All these places a lot of times have discounted juicers or blenders that you can get a really good quality juicer or blender for nothing and get your healthy kitchen going. So those are my little tips, and I want to just end off by just mentioning that the next 10-day juice fast, we're starting it on Monday, August 1st, and it's great. Every single month we get tons of people together from all over the world. It's an online program, and it's 10 days where on a forum that you will be part of, there's a video every single day that guides you through the juice fast. Everything you need to know about like detox symptoms and how to make proper juices and everything that comes up. You know, and there's even like a video on like natural skincare and all sorts of stuff. That for each day of the 10 days, there's a video that's about 20 to 40 minutes long. And at the same time, there's an online forum that I'm on it every single day answering questions. And everyone, it's great because everyone gets together and they discuss things. And you know, motivate each other. And it's a great way of like, especially with fasting, because if you do it on your own, a lot of times people give up within like the first or second day. And if you're in a group, the dynamic of it is like everyone's together and they move forward together, and it makes it easier. And it's a great distraction at the same time. So, and I'm there too on the forum every day answering questions, so you don't feel alone, you know, because too, if it's someone's first time ever doing any juice fasting, like, it's just nice to know that someone is around, and it's great. I enjoy being a part of it every single month, and it's just always a lot of fun. So if you're interested in joining, go to my website at www.rawradianthealth.com and click on Juice Fast and join us. All right, so I'm wishing you guys a fabulous weekend, and I will see you on Monday. It's great to be back, and I'm collecting a lot of questions to answer and everything, so we'll get things going again. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye.